What's popping, guys? Jalon here, coming back with another episode of the weekly recap. Today, currently, is April 22nd, 2019, and it's going to be episode 68 of the weekly recap. Without further ado, let me get a sip of water. I feel a little bit under the weather today, so we'll keep this thing short. Um, First off, what I did last week at work, did a lot of manual tests, specifically the tools that our developer are developing and got pushed into the latest RC release for our team. So primarily testing that and getting our CI environment up and ready to test that component on a nightly basis on an automated environment. So that's pretty much all I did this past week because the tool and the test itself takes a long time, minimum of half an hour, sometimes even in the hour range. So I had to do a lot of waiting between tests and I filled my time with figuring out background issues. So that's pretty much all I did this past week at work. I'm switching gear to some of the things I learned. I actually didn't listen to podcasts this past week, but I listened to an audiobook called Defining Decade by Meg Jay, where it basically talks about the misconceptions and the things that the struggles that any 20-year-olds go through in who are in their 20s, the mistakes that they make, and the thing and how the environment tells them, or the social pressure or family and friends and social media of that sort, really how that um, paints this picture of how our 20s should be, when and talk about like the relationships and work, finding self-worth, finding your own image, and everything related that are or that will happen in your 20s, whether from transition out of college, from hooking up girls or drugs, and pretty much anything and everything. And she basically talks about the challenges that people go through in their 20s and what they should have done, what they should do, whether it's their family, getting their feet into a career, finding a actual job, and just being realistic about what we should do in our 20s, which I thought it was very insightful, and highly recommended to people who are looking for some who are in their 20s and trying to figure out what they are and what they should do, um, so and make the most out of it. So that's pretty much all that book is about. Jumping gear to the last thing, did volleyball on Saturday, and then had Easter Sunday brunch with the family. Just spent time with family a little bit. There was no basketball this weekend because it was Easter weekend. So, and on Sunday I was able to squeeze in some time to work on my signals down the waterfront, which was very, very good because I am lacking some of the practice. I'm not putting as much time into getting my technicality and things of that for basketball refereeing. So I'm really fortunate of that. And that's pretty much all I want to touch on. That's all has happened this past week. Hope everybody had an awesome Easter weekend, and had an awesome start of the week. Awesome start of their Monday, and go out there and crush tomorrow and the rest of the week. So, without being said, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.